Let's go!
You have to know that something greater is going to come.
New Orleans Saints fans, it's almost over. I want to drink bleach while jumping into an erupting volcano. I have some harsh truth about not only the Saints, but overall this franchise. That's coming up a little bit later. But let's start with the positive play. A little zone read pull right here from Spencer Rattler for a huge gain. And then we get to this 3rd and 6 play. I actually don't mind it at all. I think running in these situations have a lot of value because they're thinking it's potentially a pass, and if you run, you could pick up the whole 6 yards. You could make it a more manageable 4th or field goal. The problem was Cesar Ruiz makes this block, and he gets dominated, and the right tackle couldn't make this block either, and Mr. Penning. But the problem here from Kendre Miller is we don't want you running directly into a DT right here. This should have been a relatively easy jump cut to go backside through this guard's hip pocket. And guess what? If you do it, you have really good blocks down the field. Once again, it's not the easiest cut. This is one that AK is making all day, every day. But if you don't just run it into this hole and go this way, you might still be running. Okay, once again, inexperience just really showing itself right there. All right, we get to something really special right here. You're in pistol. You had a fullback in. You potentially think it's run. Instead, it's an actual pass right here into the flats. This was a good job by Spencer Rattler going through his reads right here and getting the football to a really special ball carrier in, obviously, Kendre Miller. Now, I know I made the comment about him just a minute ago, but this is really, really, really good stuff. All right, a little dipsy doodle right here from the Saints, and this is very elaborate, okay? Pitch to the right, and it's actually the tight end that's catching this football all the way to the opposite side of the field. So pitch it here to Kendre Miller. He has to throw it backwards to Spencer Rattler. Of course, the Raiders defense is not smart enough to sniff this out. And this is an easy throw from Spencer across the way here to a wide the frick open Foster Moreau for a touchdown. Okay? I love the way that they designed this as the 2 receivers to the right ran overs to the left, and your tight end from the left ran it over to the right. So, weird season, and Saints fans, let me know what you guys think down below of Juwan Johnson. Obviously, there was a lot of good. He overall had a pretty decent day, but you know, it just felt like something was missing. I think a lot of Saints fans would say that Foster Moreau was the better of the 2 tight ends this season, but I do love the hurdle attempt. All right, so 2-minute drill reps are always skeptical reps, right? You don't want to take too much away from them. Honestly, this is a good job by Trevor Penning going up against K'Lavon Chaisson. It was weird seeing Chaisson and Terrace Marshall for the Raiders, especially if you're an LSU guy. But still, you start things off with a little completion right here. And then you get to here. Obviously, no AK. You're forced to play Jamal Williams. Obviously, one of the worst moves of this Saints tenure, and that's Chaisson getting some pressure right there on the twist stunt. He catches the football. It takes him forever and a day to turn upfield. And, does a good job with ball security, I guess. All right, so you know your roster is lacking some depth and injuries when one of your receivers is wearing a jersey number in the 80s. But, man, this is freaking dunkulous stuff right here from Spencer Rattler. So you have a little bit of a delayed twist stunt coming from the right side of your offensive line. Ruiz wasn't able to get there in time. It's tough. It's a lot harder than it looks. And Rattler, with the guy right in his face, throws this ball right here to Austin while getting absolutely massacred. Look at this ball location. Bang! Man, y'all, that is special, special stuff. All right, Saints kick a field goal, and I cannot stress enough how much the Jamal Williams signing has been terrible for the Saints, okay? It's impossible for me to know the protection calls. Impossible, okay? The only thing we do know is the one place we cannot allow pressure unblocked is the A-gap. That is the case 99% of the time. And obviously, they are crowding the line of scrimmage. They have two guys drop out, but an A-gap pressure coming through here. And my best guess is Jamal Williams was supposed to pick up A-gap pressure. Instead, he crossed his face, and 41's already through. There's maybe two or three quarterbacks in the world that are getting out of this. Lamar, JD, and maybe Josh Allen. It's so bad. 4th and 2, and you'll see Jari Evans get beat right here at guard. Okay, you could just see it from the get-go that he is leaning over. You don't want your shoulders this far over your knees as an offensive lineman, and you see you have no leverage. You're going to get beat every single time if he's doing a swim or one of these little push-pulls, okay? That's just really good stuff right there from 96, and that is just so much pressure. And you'll see that he cuts off Fuaga right here on this twist for K'Lavon Chaisson, okay? So Rattler does a good job not throwing either one of these. Even if you complete this, Jamal Williams is not going to pick up this first down. So even though you're getting beat really bad on this, it's a good job by the left guard to knock him down to the ground and stay with the rep. You'll love to see it. And now, guess what? Fuaga got his guy to the ground or some other guy to the ground. Now we got to pick something up here, and Spencer Rattler is showing some mobility here. Obviously, that's not Luke Kuechly there. He makes him miss, and he's able to pick up the first down. One other thing I really like about this from Rattler is he did not slide or dive down, right? He's making sure he picks up these extra yards, and he does take a big hit right here. Bang! All right, I want you to remember that before we discuss this next play, okay? All right, you could see that he's a little bit out of it. So we get to this 2nd and 16 play, and maybe you could make an argument on that last run. Just run towards the sideline and get out of bounds so you don't have to take that big hit. I am of the belief, and once again, this is just anecdotal here, that if you take a big hit to the head, it's always going to affect your next couple of plays in any sport. All right, so Rattler's back into the pocket. I can't see if anything was open down the field. And you can see that this pocket is starting to break down. Now, he rolls out here to the right, and he just sails a wide-open check down right here, hits his hands, and it is intercepted. Now, the weird thing about this, Saints catch a massive break. Jack Jones is still in bounds. The referee is still calling him in bounds. He's got blockers, and he just runs out of bounds. And you can see their coaches are like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Just run. Just run. Weird play. All right, 3rd and 5. We'll do one Saints defensive rep here. Overall, it was a fine day. It was good seeing Cam Jordan get a sack on that first drive. But obviously, not his best football at this point in his career. Not a whole lot of pressure, but the pocket is somewhat collapsed. I will say, JaQuincy Kool-Aid McKinstry. Now, this is a scramble drill. It's tough to, stay with guys the entire rep. But it's been an overall rough rookie season for him. Gives up this touchdown right here. 3rd and 12. And obviously, as this game moved on, Rattler began to fall apart. Now, once again, it's very speculative. But I do think that hit had an effect on the rest of his game. Now, one thing I will say before we show this interception, if you're an LSU guy, you've seen Chaisson, you've seen Terrace Marshall in this game for the Raiders. Good seeing Clyde Edwards-Helaire on the field for the Saints. I would have much preferred him over Jamal Williams, but still, it does look like this ball right here to Juwan Johnson is open now. But he just waits a little too long, and, well, it's just going to be picked off. And you're just going the other way. Now, once again, it's impossible for me to see until I get the all-22, but it is what it is at this point. Now, I understand, we mostly focus on the players and, coaches on here, but, man, obviously not the best from Spencer Rattler in the second half. I will excuse him. And, man, you knew Trevor Penning was going to do something a little extracurricular while the season is over. I mean, come on, that was just a given. The Saints are so bad right now. And I'll be honest, I don't know really any team in the NFL whose immediate future is more bleak than the Saints. You know, they have just enough wins to not get one of those elite draft picks. They're kind of in quarterback purgatory. Obviously, Spencer Rattler's not bad, and Derek Carr's obviously not bad. But still, it's a weird situation. And then you have what's going on with the Pelicans. That's also a mess. So the brain power that runs the Saints, as many of you know, also runs the Pelicans. We are in a lot of trouble. Now, I'm a huge fan of, obviously, both of these teams. But both teams are in such disarray that I think cleaning up both of these teams it becomes that much harder to do when you have all of that you need to sort out. So let me know what you guys think down below. It is Power Hour NFL. Boom! And tonight we are doing lemon pepper chicken wings. Let's go!